Okay, today I'm going to show you guys about pets, which one to use for each class. And first off, we're going to start with Warrior. I'm using a damage reduction pet. So what that means is my passive ability is going to damage reduce enemies, so they'll do less damage to me. And I don't use armor reduction because I don't have an issue of killing enemies most of the time. I don't use stun because if I use stun and my enemy gets stunned, my Aegis or Aegis proc won't do damage reflection on them. They'll just sit there and won't take any damage because they're not doing damage to me. Heroic Churro is going to be the best one for two reasons. First off, it's got 15% haste, and secondly, it's got 20% damage that's not stacking. New pet that just came out would be called Arcane Sentinel, and yes, it has 15% haste, but you see 25% damage stacking. That sucks. That's terrible. The reason for that is because if you play as a warrior, you know how these vests work. They very rarely proc for you. They proc like once in a lucky situation. They very rarely proc like every few minutes. But you got your axe and your Aegis, and those proc, you've constantly got those up and procced every few seconds. The stacking damage pet will give you less damage on Dozer X and Dozer Aegis. Stacking damage pet will give you more damage on your vests. Non-stacking gives more damage on your weapons. Non-stacking gives less damage on your vest procs. So, for the for your Arcanite ability or Arcane ability, I'll explain that in a few minutes. So that's what the warrior setup would be like for me. For Rogue and Mage, it's going to be Arcanite leveling for multiple reasons. First off, Rogue and Mage need a critical hit chance for more damage, especially Mage. Rogue will get that 100% critical hit chance once they get enough good gears, so they don't have much of an issue with it. 25% damage stacking. Now what I noticed, I just ran 103 waves on my Rogue solo in Swamp Temple. I used this pet, and my vests, my Sunken Vest and my Bond Vest, those things will proc so often on my Rogue, so damage stacking is okay. Damage reduction stacking, this is huge. Now, you want stacking damage reduction on any pet you use as a Rogue or Mage, for the reason that is, like people say Arcanite B- is better for Mage than Arcanite leveling. That's fake information. 25% damage reduction, that's not stacking. What that means is if you have this elixir on, that 25% damage reduction elixir, you take 25% damage reduction. You don't take 50%. It doesn't stack. I have the math and stuff in my Discord server, like check this out. So you have three layers. You have your armor damage reduction layer, then you have your damage reduction from non-stacking. It chooses the highest value, it does it combine. Then you have damage reduction stacking, which goes up to 70%, and after that it diminishes. So if you have 0 damage reduction, you would take 100,000 damage from an enemy. If you have 80% damage reduction from armor, it's going to give you 20,000. You have 25% damage reduction from your elixir, it takes 20,000 minus 25%, which would be 15,000. You have 25% damage stacking reduction, 15,000 times 0.75, which is 25% reduction, take 11,250 damage from 100,000 damage hit. If you have 100,000 damage with 80% armor damage reduction, 25% elixir, and 25% non-stacking pet, check out the difference. Take 20,000 damage with the 80%, take 15,000 damage with the non-stacking. You have no stacking applied, so you just take 15,000 damage, because non-stacking doesn't go up to 50% with a pet, with elixir and pet. So you can see the difference there. And so that's how that works. You can check out Arcane ability for all classes. It really depends what map you're running and what you're doing. Like if you're a rogue doing Mausoleum or Mage or Warrior in Mausoleum, you're going to want glow stick ability, because that ability, if you get cursed by a mage, it completely removes the curse, and it disables him from using it if he gets hit. And then if you're a warrior in Elite Gates, you're going to want Necro for stun resistance. If you are In Deep Marsh, you're going to want something that gives damage boost, because those enemies don't hit hard, the bosses are easy to kill, you just want to kill them faster. So damage boost. It really depends on the situation, what map you're running. Mephisto can be used for Swamp Temple and high waves. It didn't get nerfed at all, it's just damage reduction. Stacking is maxed out at 70%, and then it diminishes after that. I don't know by what percentage. So that's how that works. And haste for warrior, what that is it allows you to use skills faster.